All right, guys. So hopefully this session will be interesting for you guys. There are a couple of new things that we want to discuss. So before I start, I asked you guys to install certain things like Chrome WebDriver, Firefox WebDriver, and all those things. Hopefully you installed it. It's pretty much unpacking the zip file, opening up, unpacking, and creating or having that Chrome WebDriver. But once you have the WebDriver, you also need to do certain things, like you have to go to your My Computer. Okay, so let's actually do this. So you need to edit some environment variables. So this is part of installation. So when you join a company, most of the times this is already set up for you, or in some cases you may have to set it up for you, okay, for yourself. So when you search for environment variables, you will get this system properties. Okay, over there you're going to see environment variables. You need to click on that. Okay, and you're going to see something like a path variable. Okay, so select that path variable, select the edit. Okay, and you should see the Chrome WebDriver. Okay, so in this case, my Chrome WebDriver, I unpacked it at this location, C program files, and this is the location. Okay, so if I go to that location there, if I go to C drive and program files, okay, there is a directory called as Chrome driver Windows 32. Okay, so you will see a file inside. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are downloading, which directory it is, as long as you have it listed here, that's great. Okay, if it's not listed here, you can double click here and you can specify whatever the path it is. Okay, so you can specify, put that path there. So this is a very important step. If you don't have it listed here, your program is not going to run. Okay, so if you want to successfully run your program, then you need to list it here. Okay, so just make sure that. Okay, let me go to that link that I sent you guys. Okay. Yep. Okay. So if you go to downloads, so in my case, my browser, if I go to help, and if I check that Google Chrome version, it says my version is 108. Okay. Your version might be 109, 107, whatever it is. Okay. Just look at this version 108. And depending on your version, you may have to download the appropriate driver for this. Okay, so in my case, I have to download this 108. Okay, I already did this, but yeah, if I click on this, it will show me all these files. In my case, it's a Windows system, so I clicked on this, I downloaded that, and when I unzip it, I unzipped it in this location, program files. But you can unzip it any location, downloads directory, documents directory, doesn't matter. But you have to go to your environment variable and set that environment variable. Okay. All right. I'm assuming that, I'm going to give you a few minutes to probably set it up because the next step is very important for us. Okay. So let me know if you guys already did this. If you haven't done this, then maybe I can wait. But if all of you did this, I can proceed to next step.
Bro, mine is Mac actually, so can you please?
Yours is Mac. Okay. So in case of Mac, there is a path variable. So if you can share your screen, maybe I can tell you exactly what to do.
Sure. Just 1 second.
Yeah, sure. Let me stop my screen share.
Mm-hmm. Host disabled participant screen sharing.
Okay, I just made you host. Hold on a second. Okay, try now.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm able to share.
Okay, perfect. All right, so go to command line. Yeah. Do echo, 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 space, dollar sign. Yeah, PATH, capital PATH. It's all caps.
Okay.
Yep. Hit enter. Okay. Now this is the path variable. So in Windows you have that list of things, right? So here you're gonna see column separated things. Okay. So you're gonna see every path is separated by a colon. Okay, so there's a colon there, there's a colon here, there's a colon here, and all that. So these are all like different directories that are listed there. In Windows, it's like more graphical. You have that, but here it's like everything is colon separated. Okay, so now where did you download your Chrome WebDriver?
So Chrome WebDriver, I downloaded. I already downloaded. I think
It's in the downloads directory, most probably. Go to Explorer, this file, what do you call this?
Chrome?
No, not Chrome. The file finder or this thing. In the bottom, I selected this, right? So, yeah, finder, yep. Click on the downloads here.
Okay.
You see that wherever you downloaded that? Oh, yeah, Chrome driver. Yep.
Yes, here it is.
All right. So right click on that, unzip it. Open with archive utility. Okay, try that first one. Yep. Okay, all right. So it put
here it is.
Okay. So there's a directory called 2022. Is that what it is? In that directory, there are these files, right? Now go to your command line. Yeah. Over here in the shell, select that guy, shell.
Okay.
Then new tab. Yeah, just click on that. Yeah, just just click on this guy. There, that's it. Yep. Okay, so you go to new tab. So let's verify that the Chrome WebDriver is present there. So do ls. No, a lowercase ls. Okay. Space. Actually, not. Let me see your username. Just remove that ls. Do pwd. Okay. Hit enter. So pwd gives you present working directory. Okay. Your username is user. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the username. Is user
okay, fine. Okay, that's fine. So here, do cd space downloads capital D and put down. Yeah, no, lowercase. Rest everything is lowercase. Yep. Yeah.
Download. That's it.
Yeah. Right. Hit enter. Downloads. I think. Yes. Yes. Do ls.
Enter.
Yep. All right. So let's see. Oh, yeah. There is a downloads directory.
Yeah, I downloaded, but
no, you have a typo there. You have a typo, Raghu. Downloads. You said down. It should be n. You have an m there.
Okay.
CD downloads. No, here itself. No. Go to command line. CD. Okay. You're not happy. Yeah, CD space. Downloads.
Capital D.
No, capital D, but here you had a typo before.
Okay.
Yeah, hit enter. Yeah, there you go. Okay, do ls. Yeah, hit enter. I'd like to access hello. Okay, that's fine. All right, so you should see a Chrome WebDriver here somewhere. Do ls space C star. Put a star there. Yep, hit enter. Okay, we see the Chrome driver, right? Okay. Now do pwd. Okay. Hit enter. Okay, so this is your directory, user downloads, and inside that there's a Chrome driver. Okay, so copy that path. Go to this terminal. No. Go back. Oh, okay. You're trying to save it. Or... Yeah. Click on this tab.
Which one?
There are two tabs, right? So click on this tab. Yep. Okay. All right. Now here we want to add it to the path. Okay, so you're gonna say export. Do export space capital PHTH equal to $path.
Again, path.
Yeah, again path. Put a colon and paste that location. Users, user downloads, whatever. Yep, hit enter. Okay, so what we did here is we are setting this path variable, and we are saying take the old path and also add this new path. Okay, add this new directory also in there. Okay, so export is pretty much setting that. Okay, so that's what we did. So now the path. Remember in Windows we had this list of things, and now we added a new directory here. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. Okay? Now you know what? Actually, go to PyCharm. Yeah, you know what? For now, this is it. Okay, so this is now the Python will be able to find it. Okay, so for now we will leave it there. And when I run the program, if something doesn't work, we'll come back to it. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna take the screen share. Oh, I guess you need to make me a host then.
Well, Basa, can you help me just setting up real quick?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
I think you're the host now.
Okay. Kishan, I'm going to make you host for a second so that you can do screen sharing. Oh, I can't make you a host. Hold on one second. Raghu, did you make me a host? Oh, hold on one second. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, all right. Kishan, I'm going to make you host for a second so that you can. All right, so you should be able to share the screen now. There should be a concept of co-host. I don't know if that is possible. Okay, so you have that. No, you need to click on the path variable. So you see the path variable there. Click on this path. Yeah. Click edit. Okay. Double click here. Yeah. Okay. Now put that new path wherever you downloaded that Chrome WebDriver.
Okay. So do you mean where is it downloaded? It's downloaded over here.
Right. Did you unzip it? You need to unzip it. Right click and say extract or whatever.
This one.
That's fine. Right click.
It's taking forever.
Okay, so yeah, extract all. That's fine. Yeah, you want to extract to that. Remove the 3 there. Actually, yeah, remove the 3. Yeah. Extract. All right, so that got to this directory, which is good. Now click on here. Actually, you should be able to copy the whole thing. Yeah, click there. Control C, copy that. Yeah, now go there, just paste it there. Double click there. Yep. That's it. Now say okay and all that. Okay, here. Yeah, that's it. So your path variable is set now. You can say okay here also. Yep. Yeah, your path variable is set now. So when PyCharm or Python is looking for that, it should be able to find the PyCharm. It should be able to find the Chrome WebDriver. Okay.
Okay. So, now do I? Okay.
Yeah, this is fine. It doesn't matter. Can you make me host back?
Okay.
In the participant list, you need to click on my name.
Right.
Actually, not. I think I can reclaim host. Yep, I'm able to reclaim it. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it now.
Okay.
All right, guys. So hopefully you can see my screen now. Bharat, for you, it's okay?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, once you download and set all those things, so at this point, Python or PyCharm will be able to find that Chrome WebDriver. Okay, so I'm going to create a new Python file. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to say just some UI components. So I created a new file here. Now what we are trying to do here is this. Okay, so let's say we want to test some website. So we want to test something like Amazon.com. So I go to Amazon.com and I see a bunch of things here, but I also see a search box. Okay, so I want to go to search box. Let's say I want to search for iPhone. So I want to search for iPhone. I put iPhone there. I hit enter. Now, as a tester, what you are doing is pretty much you are confirming that when you search for iPhone. Oh, why is it taking so long? Yeah, when you search for iPhone, your results are showing up fine. Okay, so this would be a very basic. I mean, it's like 101 kind of stuff. You are putting some field. You are making sure the test results are matching with whatever you queried for. You are looking for some information. Your results are matching that information. Okay? So that is what this simple test case is. Okay. So if I'm doing a manual testing, that means you're going to open up a web page. You're going to look for this element, which is a search element, and you're going to put some text there. So in this case, text is iPhone, and you're going to validate that you are getting results for iPhone, not Android phone or other phone or anything. Okay, so that's a simple test case. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing using Python. Okay, so here in Python, we can do something like this. Okay? So there is something called Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so I'm going to say import Selenium. Okay? And from Selenium, we can initialize.
Was your voice is low?
Okay, voice is low. Hold on a second. Let me check. How about now? Same thing or?
Same, it's low.
I can't hear you. Yeah.
Oh, really? Let me change some settings here. How about now?
Yeah, it's better, bro.
It's better? Okay, all right. Yeah, for some reason, once in a while, the audio, I guess, I don't know what's happening, but yeah. All right, so in Python, there is something called a Selenium WebDriver, okay? So you may not have that. To have that, you have to go to File, Settings. There is something called Settings here, okay? So click on that Settings. This is another library that we are installing, okay? Now look for something called as interpreter, okay? So if you don't see that, click on or search for interpreter. Okay, you will see interpreter, project interpreter. So click on that. And once you click on that, there should be a plus sign here. Okay, you need to click on the plus sign. And that shows up all the libraries that are available for you to install. Okay, so I'm gonna search for Selenium. Well, in my case, it's already installed. So you're gonna see in blue color, but in your case, it's not installed. Select that guy and say install package. Okay, so for me, it kind of installed, but it updated the package. Selenium installed successfully. Okay, so do that. Yeah, again, one more time. The steps are go to File, go to Settings, and search for Interpreter. Select Project Interpreter and click on the plus sign. Search for Selenium and install this package, Selenium package. Okay. I'm gonna wait for 1 or 2 minutes for you guys to install it. Let me know when you guys are done. Okay. In the meanwhile, I'll respond to some messages that I got here.
Vasu, can you help me again one more time? Because
Yeah, sure, definitely. You want me to repeat the steps, or you want to share the screen and show me something?
yeah, I'll just share the screen because it looks
Okay.
like the pie chart is something.
Okay, sure. Let me make you host again one more time. Yeah, you should be able to share the screen now. Okay, I see it. Okay. If you launch PyCharm, yep. Yeah, go to File, go to Settings. Yeah, click on that. I think it's taking some time. Give it a minute, a second or two. Okay, there you go. Now search for interpreter. Yeah, there you go. Click on that. And there should be, oh, you don't have Python installed actually. Oh, okay. So do one thing, because from what I see here, it says no interpreter. If I can highlight.
Because I was trying to download Python, but I was getting some error.
Okay. So in that case, let's actually download.
Because this is my download window for Python that I was trying to download.
Scroll down, click on this Windows installer 64-bit.
This one?
Yep. Click on that. Let it download and click on that, install it. Yeah, add python.exe to path. Yep. Yeah, click on the first one. Yep. Yeah, since you haven't joined the previous session, so we did this in the previous sessions.
Right. No, because that's what I was trying to read the email or read the text message that you sent on WhatsApp. I was trying to download all the software that was required.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bharat and Raghu, you guys are okay with that Selenium installation, right?
Yeah, bro, Selenium I already installed, but I could not able to add it here.
Yeah, same again. I was downloading Python again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was not showing me the project interpreter.
Did you change your system or is the same system?
Yeah, it's same system.
Interesting. Okay. Did you add it to the path variable? The path variable is where it, yeah.
I have done.
Well, I mean, if you want to install again, that's fine too. Yeah. So Kishan, once that is done, you need to restart your PyCharm. So maybe you can close the PyCharm in the meanwhile.
Okay.
Hi Rajni, we are talking about Selenium WebDriver. So even though we are talking for Python related, the Java is very similar. Okay, I mean, if you are into Java, the same applies for Java also. Okay, so you would have JDK, JVM. Instead of PyCharm, you'll be using VS Code or Eclipse or one of those editors. But Selenium is Selenium WebDriver. It's the same thing. Okay. If you want, I'll also spend some time how it works in the Java side. But yeah, I'll show you on the Java sample code also. So, successful. Okay, close it. Yeah, now launch PyCharm.
Python or PyCharm?
Yeah, PyCharm. Yep. All right, now go to file settings, all those things here. All right, so here, select this Python interpreter. I mean, sorry, no, here. Click on this drop down. Hold on one second. Sorry, click on this guy. Yep. No interpreter. Interesting. We just installed Python.
Yeah.
Now, can you go to your search box here? Put Python. Yeah, search for Python. No, PYTHN.
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay, you have 3.9. Click on that. We just installed 3.11 actually. Okay, click on that. We'll see what happens. Okay, you do have Python 3.9 there. Can you go to the environment variables? Well, before you go to the environment variables, open that Explorer here.
This or just the Chrome?
No, the file Explorer.
Mm.
This guy. Yep, click on that. All right, go to C drive, scroll down here. Scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
Click on C drive. Click on program files. Yeah, click on it, double click on it. Look for Python, scroll down. Oh, it's not there. Okay, go back. Now click on program files x86. Yeah. But you don't have Python here also. Where did it install? It got installed somewhere. Go back.
In downloads itself, it's installed.
In downloads, it actually downloaded the package, but when he installed it, it should go to the program files of some directory there. Oh, you have a D drive, okay? Nah, it's not here, man. Go back to C drive. Yeah. Click on this Windows. Double click, sorry. Okay, go actually, you know what? Go to downloads and run that installation program one more time. The Python install. Yeah.
This one, right?
Yeah, that one. Yep. Double click on it. Let's see where it's going. That's fine. Modify. Let's click on modify. Yeah, next. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to this location. Wow. Okay. So copy that location if you can.
So it's C user create app data program. Local programs.
Okay, that's fine. So now open the environment. Actually, no. Actually, go to C drive. Let's just verify that it's already there.
C users create.
Okay. What was the app data?
App data.
Okay. Local.
What else was there?
Programs, Python. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Double click on that. Okay, fine. So it's getting installed here. Okay. So double click on this guy, Python 3.11 also.
Oh, 3.11. Okay.
Yeah. Now copy this path. Yeah.
Okay.
Put it in the environment variable.
So click new, right? Or path.
Path. Yep.
And then edit.
Yeah. Double click there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It got added here, man. Interesting.
So do I add it again or no?
No, don't add it again. They don't need to. So why was PyCharm unable to find it then? Okay, say okay for now. Okay, say okay one more time. Yeah, okay. Now go to PyCharm. Yeah, say okay here also. All right, so let's say add interpreter.
Or add, okay.
Yeah, let's click on that. Add local interpreter, yep. All right, so, okay, it found this guy then. Okay, base interpreter, say okay. It should have been able to find it automatically without even pressing add interpreter, but that's fine. All right, now here say plus, can you click on plus? Yeah. Now search for Selenium. Selenium.
You say SELI.
No, SELE.
Uh-huh.
N as in Nancy, I as in India, U as in umbrella.
The web.
Yeah. Nope, it's not here. Just type Selenium, IUM. Yeah, yeah, this one. Install it. Click on this button. Yep. So once it's installed, you'll get a message. Say okay and all those things. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is done. Okay. All right. Bharat, Raghu, Rajni, you guys are okay, right?
For me also same, I was following you.
Okay. So you're able to install that Selenium, right?
Same like in settings, right? I have to check.
Right. So you have to go to File,
Yeah.
Settings, and search for
Selenium.
Get project interpreter, and make sure you have some Python interpreter selected there. Okay. And then select this plus sign, and then search for Selenium. Install that package. Okay.
Jetc.selenium, right?
No, it should be just Selenium, nothing else.
Okay.
If you're facing an issue, maybe I can. All good with you, Raghu and Rajni?
So I have an issue, bro. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure. Stop sharing my screen. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So this is the Python interpreter.
Yeah, click on that. That is fine. 3.10 is fine. Yeah, everything is fine. Now click on this plus sign on the top. Yeah, search for Selenium. Yep, that's right. Install package. Okay, that is for that. Yeah, that's it. It got installed. Okay. Now you can close it.
Okay.
Say okay, apply whatever you want. Okay, so that got installed. Now you can create a new file, or I think there is something else also running in the background. I'm sure. Okay. Yeah, so if you do import Selenium, now it should be able to import it. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it should not show you like a red underline or something. If it shows a red underline, that means it's not installed. Okay.
I think
yeah, it is there now.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to my screen share. All right, so once you do that, Selenium, So from this point onwards, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so you have everything. So I'm going to say WebDriver. So I'm going to create a new WebDriver, or in the sense we want to launch some website. Okay, so here I'm going to say WebDriver.chrome. Okay, so I want to run Chrome WebDriver. So remember, we installed a Chrome WebDriver. So what I'm doing here is I'm telling Selenium, you go initialize a Chrome WebDriver. Okay, and I want to go to some website. So I'm going to say driver.getMe. This website called www.amazon.com. Okay, that's it. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Okay, so this is test_ui.py. So I'm going to go to run option. I'm going to select this run with 3 dots. And you should see test, whatever the file that you created, you should see that there. Okay, so if I click it, Selenium has no attribute WebDriver. Okay, so let's try in a different way. From Selenium, put WebDriver. Then we'll remove this here. All right, so let's try this one more time. So I'm going to click on this green arrow. So the very first time you need to do run this option, but the next time you can click on this shortcut, which is an arrow, kind of like a play button. Okay, so you can click on that. And here, what's happening is it actually launched in a different screen here. Okay, so I'm going to drag it there. Yeah, so what it did is it launched a Chrome WebDriver, and you can see it says Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Okay, so you see this highlight, wherever the mouse is pointing to, Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Okay, so here, all I did is I said launch a Chrome WebDriver, and I said get me Amazon.com. Okay, so it launched this website. And instead of Amazon.com, let's say if I say go to Google.com. Okay, so I'm going to rerun this. It's launching in a different screen. Okay. All right, so it launched in a different screen here, and this is where it launched to google.com, but you can see Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. Okay, so that means this is something that is launched by Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so try this out. I'm going to paste this code in your Zoom chat. It's just 3 lines of code, and it should be able to launch that WebDriver. So here what I'm doing is I changed that to Amazon.com, and so in Amazon.com, so if I go back to the search, yeah, this guy, okay, so this was launched there. And as a manual tester, what you are doing is you are putting some search field here, okay, something like iPhone or something. So what is this field? This field is called input field or a text field, okay. So we want to do the same thing with the program. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say inspect, okay. So inspect tells me that there is some field, text field, okay. So that text field, what is the name of the field? What is the ID of the field and all that? Okay, so here you can see there is something called as, okay, so let me remove this icon here. And let me do right click inspect one more time. Okay, so here it says input type equal to text, ID equal to 2-tab search text box, okay. So here, this is what we want, okay. So we want an input field with an identifier, okay. So here I'm going to take this thing, which is called 2-tab search text box, okay. So I'm going to do now, okay. So this is going to be my web page, okay. So from that web page, I want to say driver dot find element. So as soon as I type find, it's going to show me all type of find functions. So there are different ways you can find an element. So in this case, I am using an identifier. Okay, so this appropriate find element by ID. Okay, why am I using identifier? Because you see ID here. So it says ID equal to this. So instead of ID, there is something else like a class name. There's also a class name. Okay, I can also use the class name also. But since there's identifier, that's easy for me. Okay, so I'm going to say find element by ID. Okay. So I'm going to select this find element by ID. And I'm going to put that identifier, which is 2-tab search text box. Okay, so that is going to find me the search box. Okay, so I'm going to say search box equal to that. And I'm going to say search box dot. I want to put some text in there. Okay, so I'm going to say send underscore keys. Send keys means you're pretty much you're putting some text there. You are pressing some keys. Okay, so in this case, I want to put iPhone. Okay, so let me just do this. Sleep 5 seconds. So I'm going to wait for 5 seconds so I can drag the window to the other screen, and you can see. So I'm going to say 10 seconds, and it's going to search for the iPhone. Okay, so I'm going to run this program. So it's going to launch in my other browser, other screen. So I'm dragging this there. So I'm not pressing any key here. So it's waiting for the 10 seconds right now. Okay, time.sleep 10 seconds. Okay, so it's waiting for 10 seconds right now. And after 10 seconds, it should go to Amazon.com. Okay, and then it's going to look for this and it's going to put this iPhone text there. Okay, all right, let's see. Hopefully it found it. Let's see. Oh, there is an error here. Okay, so it says time is not defined. Okay, I'm going to say import time. Okay, run one more time. And this time it again launched in a different screen. I'm going to drag it there. So what's going to happen is it's waiting for this 10 seconds right now. So as soon as the 10 seconds are over, it goes to Amazon.com. And now it should put this, it's going to find this and it's going to put iPhone there. Okay, so you see that while I'm on this browser, on this window, so it did iPhone. So it put iPhone in that text box. Okay, now we want to press enter. Okay, so to press enter, there are two ways. Okay, so I can press this search box or I can hit enter here also. Okay, so I'm going to choose the second option, which is pressing enter right there. Okay? Search box dot submit. Okay, submit means I'm hitting enter. Okay, all right, let's try one more time. Okay, so it's in the other screen. I bring it up here. Okay, I'm not pressing any keys. And you can see that it says Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. And it's going to look for iPhone. And it's going to hit enter. Okay. So now it looked for that combo box, sorry, the search box, and it searched for iPhone and it clicked the submit. Okay. That means whatever we have written, whatever we are doing manually, we have written the code to do the same thing the manual tester was doing. Okay. So this is pretty much an automated test case. Okay. And now let's say we want to click on this guy. Okay. The first, it's a sponsored result. Or maybe we want to click on this guy. Okay. So if I want to click on this guy, I'm going to say inspect. Okay. Now, when I do inspect, let me do inspect one more time. All right. So we have, so this is all HTML, CSS text here. So in there, I want to pick this guy, which is span class equal to a size, medium, color, base, text, normal. Okay. Let me just right click here and you should be able to copy the XPath. Okay. So I'm going to right click here. Inspect. Okay. There should be, for some reason, the right click is not letting me. Maybe it's because I'm inside this automated test. Okay. So I'm going to close this for now for 1 second. Close this guy. Close this. Okay. Close this. All right, so this is my regular browser. Okay, so I'm going to do inspect here. Okay, one more time, inspect. All right, so I'm going to right click on there and I will say copy XPath. Okay, so there are different type of elements that you can find. You can find by identifier, you can find by path. XPath pretty much means that it's going to say for this parent, this is a child, this is a child and all that. So that's what we are doing here. Okay, we are saying copy XPath. And now I'm going to do driver.find element by XPath. Okay, so I'm going to give that XPath that I just copied. Okay. And that should be able to find the result. Okay, result equal to, okay, for let's just say results. Okay. So I might get multiple results. So I'm going to say for result in results and result.text. So all I'm doing is give me the text in the search results. Okay. Oh, sorry, there's a double quote, and inside the double quote, there's another double quote. So I'm going to change that to single quote. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so it launched the browser in the other screen. And what we are doing is same as what we did last time. We search for iPhone, we do submit. Oh, it didn't find it. Oh, you know what? So I said driver.get, but I didn't wait for that. Okay, so let me just wait for 1 second for the web page to load. For 2 seconds. Maybe. Okay. So what happened is it tried to look for this search box and it couldn't find it because the website took like a second to load up. So here I'm saying wait for 2 seconds. So yeah, it launched in the other screen. Going there. Same thing as last time. Do Amazon.com, look for the search box, search for iPhone, and get the first get all the results and print the result text. Okay, so we did that. We went to searching on iPhone, and we should see a bunch of text that should come here. Okay, web element is not iterable. Okay, fine. Yes, selected only single element. All the element. It's not the result.text. So it's waiting for 1 or 2 seconds. Then it's looking for the search box. It did iPhone. And you can see here, I got this, okay, Apple iPhone 12, 64 GB, green, unlocked, whatever it is. Okay, so this is this guy, okay? This is one, Apple iPhone 12, 64.
Your voice is slow.
Oh, great. Okay. How about now? Same thing?
Better.
Yeah, your voice is coming from far away.
Oh, okay. How about now?
It's better.
Yeah,
It's
it's
better.
fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Once in a while it, yeah. Okay. So all we did here is we are looking for this element, which is the search results. And then we are saying, get me the result text. Okay. And it shows me that iPhone 12, 64 GB, whatever it is. Okay. So that's the same thing that we have here because we are looking for this text and we are printing it out. Okay. So now I know that I'm looking for iPhone and I got a result which matches with iPhone. Okay. That means the website is working fine. Okay. I'm looking for iPhone. I'm finding iPhone. I'm looking for, let's say, maybe some basket or something, a screwdriver or a screw. I'm able to find that screw and everything. Okay. So that means the website search functionality is working fine. Okay. So whatever you are doing manually, now we just automated that. Okay. Now, let's say tomorrow they change some website look and feel, and they want us to make sure that the search functionality is working fine. Okay. That means instead of a person sitting there doing a bunch of clicks, they can rerun the program, and this will make sure that the search functionality is working fine. Okay, so here I can do something like if result.text does not have iPhone in there. Okay, let's do uppercase or lowercase. Okay. If that result does not have iPhone, that means the test case has failed. Okay, so I'm going to say print. That is not working as expected. Okay. Or let me stop it actually. Functionality is fine. Okay. It's a basic test case. Okay, so click on run functionality, run. It's running the website. Okay. All right, so it says website is not working as expected. So what was not there? Oh, okay. So yeah, I compared the whole string. So instead of the whole string, I just have to say iPhone in. If that iPhone text is not in that result, then it's not working as expected. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just change this to maybe. So it is slow. So there are different type of wait. So here I'm putting like sleep for 3 seconds. I can also say that wait until this element shows up. Okay. So that's called implicit wait and explicit wait. So here I'm doing explicit wait. I'm saying just blindly wait for 3 seconds, but I can also say wait until this search box shows up on the screen. Okay. That's something we're going to cover later, but I just want to let you guys know that there's another option to wait. So we are waiting for 3 seconds. Searches for iPhone. And the bottom, it should say, hey, search functionality is working fine. Okay, so that's a basic test case. Okay. Kishan, sorry, I just saw your message. Zoom in. So let me first copy this and give it to you guys so that you can test it from your screen. Okay. So I pasted in the Zoom chat. Now let me try to see if I can increase the font size. It should be Control Zoom. Yes, that's fine. But now, appearance.
Vasu, your voice is breaking. We can't hear you.
Oh. All right, hopefully it should be good now.
Yeah, it's better.
All right, guys. So this is a basic test case. So we are launching a Chrome web driver. We are going to some website. We are looking for elements, taking certain action on those elements, pretty much something like inputting, searching for fields. We are loading the next web page, and then we are verifying that the next web page has the same data that you are looking for. So this is a very basic Selenium WebDriver test functionality. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? And if you for whatever reason, if this is not working on your local computer, I can probably share your screen and I can help you with that. Raghu, is this working for you fine?
Yeah, this is working for me. It's
Oh,
good.
perfect. Okay. Bharat, Kishan, Rajni. So I put in the Zoom chat, just copy that. And this should be working fine. If not,
Yeah,
then
it's
something
working.
wrong. Okay, cool. Yeah, if it's not working, then something wrong with the installation or some setup issue.
For me, it's showing an error.
Okay, let's see. What does the error say?
Attribute error, like WebDriver.
Oh, okay, that means something. Okay, let me stop sharing. Yeah, share your screen, Bharat.
Yeah. Can you see?
It's loading up. Okay, so driver.find element by ID. WebDriver object has no attribute find element by ID. Interesting. It says has no attribute. Let's see. So this is the same WebDriver code that you copy pasted, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you increase that sleep to 10 seconds? Let's see. That's fine. 5 seconds is fine, actually. That's okay.
Here.
Find, it's actually saying find element by ID is not there in the WebDriver.
Yeah.
Okay, let's actually do a Google search. That's interesting. We'll do it locally, but you can also do it there. Driver. Oh, okay, so looks like other people face the same issue.
Even I'm getting the same issue too.
Yeah, it's coming up right now.
Really?
I
How come?
just came back up on the page and it says the error.
Really? Okay, Selenium 4.3.0. Find element by is deprecated. Oh, okay. So for the latest Selenium, whatever it is, it's deprecated. Okay, so they are saying find element. Okay, all right. There's a different way. Let me try this actually locally. But do one thing. Remove that by ID. Remove that. Yeah.
This line total.
Not total line. Just a by underscore ID. Remove that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now say inside the put a comma here. And no, actually remove the comma. Put a comma.
Outside.
Yeah, in the first. Yep. And before the comma, put ID in the double quotes. Put ID. Yeah. Okay. All right, now let's run this. Let's see what happens. We could remove that 5 seconds wait there, but that's okay.
Now it's working.
All right, now it's working, right? Okay, so it looks like that find element by ID, I think it got deprecated.
Oh, we got same find element by ID.
Yeah, remove the X path. Yeah, and inside the parenthesis, put in double quotes X path. Yeah, try this now.
I think it's showing an error there.
Still. Also, that's my line actually. I think that's my drawing. Yep. Okay. Yeah, let's go to that. Yeah, sure.
That's what.
Okay, now it's fine, right? Bharat, sorry, Raghu and other guys, rest of the guys, same thing, right? If you replace that find element by ID by just find element, and inside the parentheses you can put that. Yeah, I didn't know that they deprecated this function.
So what is the another line you change, bro?
Same thing. You just say find element, and inside the parentheses you would put XPath.
Yeah.
I'm getting the error as well. I tried to add it ID and expat as well.
Still getting an error?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just put this here first. And let me run this. Let me see what I get. Maybe I still have the old Selenium. I don't know. Come on. Okay, so let's see. All right, so for me, it's working fine. So I'm going to give you this latest code. Okay, so I gave you the latest code. Try that. If you're still getting an error, let me know. Or, yeah, try that out.
Control.
Kishan, you're still getting an error?
I'm just checking right now. 1 second.
Yeah, sure. How about you, Raghu?
Checking, bro. 1 minute.
Rajni, I know you're in Java, but I mean, if you want to try this out, it's up to you.
It's working.
Okay, okay. All right, guys. So that is basic. I mean, I just wanted to give you an idea of what you can do with Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Now, similar to Chrome, there is a Firefox WebDriver, Microsoft Edge WebDriver, and everything. Okay. So let's say you are developing a website like Amazon.com. You want to make sure that your website is working in all the browsers fine. Okay. So you have a Chrome WebDriver. So you also need to install Firefox WebDriver. You can also do the same thing, okay? WebDriver dot. So you can see there are different type of web browsers here. Firefox. You can have Android. There's some IE. IE is Internet Explorer, Opera. You name it, Safari. There are different kind of web browsers, okay? So you can test it with different web browsers. So you want to make sure that your website is working fine in different browsers, okay? Now, not only just different flavors of the browsers, but even within the same Chrome, you might want to test with the old Chrome version, latest version, and all that. Okay. So, but what I'm showing you is a very basic example of taking whatever is installed in my local system and testing it out. But in the real world, you won't be testing with a single browser. You'll be testing with like 4 or 5 different browsers. Okay. So you might have Chrome, Brave, Firefox, whatever it is. And within that Chrome, you might test with the old version of Chrome, latest version of Chrome, making sure everything is working fine and all those things. Okay. All right. Any questions so far?
So, bro, I'm getting the error. Can you please help me?
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Let me stop. Okay. Oh, you're doing driver.get 2 times. Okay. You have the old code also. You can remove the top 4 lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's working fine, right?
Yeah. working.
Okay, all right, cool. Let me start sharing. Hello guys, so that is Chrome WebDriver. Okay, now let me show you something else. Okay, so I'm gonna probably comment that out to reduce the noise. Okay, so let's say there's a function called add. All it does is it takes two numbers, number one, number two, and it adds those two numbers and gives me back the result. Okay, so
Plus, your voice is breaking again.
hopefully it should be good now.
It's coming from like far away, your voice.
Oh, still same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now?
It's a
Yes.
little bit better.
So better. Okay, fine. Let's go with this one. I mean, there are different audio settings here, which is like backgrounds, noise suppression, and all that. So I'm just changing that setting, and hopefully, I mean, sometimes it's working and all that. Okay, so we'll go with this. Yeah, let's say there's a function which adds two numbers. It takes two numbers, n1, n2, number one, number two, and it adds those two, gives me the result of that. Okay, so if I do something like print, I want to add 10 and 20. Okay, I want to print the result of adding 10 and 20. So if I run this guy on the output, okay, so you can see 30 here. Okay, so that means my print function, sorry, add function is working fine. Okay, now let's say if I want to add some negative numbers, negative 10, positive 10. Okay, so that should give me 0. Okay, so yeah, so it's working fine now. Okay, so I'm also going to go just add 2 zeros. Okay, let's see what it comes. Okay, that should be good. Okay, yep, so it works fine. Now, how do I put this into a test case? Okay, so I want to write a test case to make sure that this is working fine. Okay, so Python provides something called Unittest framework. Okay, so I can do import Unittest. So this is part of Python language. Okay, in the sense it comes when you install Python. This is part of Python itself. You don't have to do special installation or anything like this. It's part of the language itself. So I can do Unittest, and then I'm going to write something called a class. So I'm going to say class test function. Okay. And I'm going to say Unittest dot test case. Okay. So for now, don't worry too much on what's a class. What is this syntax? So I'm just going to say test underscore simple case. Okay. So I'm going to say self dot set equal. Okay. So here, okay, let me just do a set equal first. Okay. And I'm going to say add, yeah, 10 and 20. I should get back 30. Okay. So here, what I'm doing is I'm saying that assert equal means that if this value, there are two values. So I provided a comma. That means I have an add method, which is taking two numbers, and it's giving me back one number. That number and this number is supposed to be equal. Okay. The assert equal is making sure that those two are equal. If it's not equal for whatever reason, this assert is going to fail. That means this whole program will stop executing, or in the sense it will throw an error. Okay. Now I'm going to say unit test. Don't worry about this line also. I'm just telling run all the test cases. Okay. Now if I run this guy, okay, so at the bottom you can see that it says ran one test and everything is okay. That means all the test cases succeeded and everything is okay. Now, let's say for whatever reason my add function is incorrect. It's not just adding two numbers, but it's adding one extra to the result. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Okay. So if I run this test case, so it's going to say that, hey, you ran one test case and something failed here. Number of failures equal to 1. That means there's one failure, and it says that assertion error, 31 not equal to 30. That means you're trying to compare two numbers, but on one side you got 31, the other side you have 30. Okay, that means it's telling me that left side left side is 31. That means this guy is 31. On the right side is 30. Okay, so you're trying to test something, and it's not matching as what you're expecting. Okay, so it also gives you line number, line 25. Okay, so you can go to line 25 and say, oh, that's the one that was failing. Okay, so this is part of Python inbuilt functionality. You can import the unit test and you can run the test cases and all that. Okay, so now let me remove this. Other time I want to add more test cases. Test 0 cases. Okay. Zero, I should get back 0. Okay, I want to add even more test cases, which is negative test case we had. Okay. Should give me that. Okay. So now I have 3 test cases. Okay. One is a simple case, one is a 0 case, negative case, and all that. Okay. Now if I run that, it's going to tell me that, hey, you ran 3 tests. It took 0.01 seconds, and everything is okay. That means all the tests succeeded and all that. Okay. Now let me put a bucket, which is +1. Now if I run this guy, so it's going to show me at the bottom that you ran 3 tests. There are 3 failures. Okay, you can see here it says failures equal to 3. That means you ran 3, out of them 3 failed, and it's going to list every one of those failures. Which one failed? Why did it fail? And all that. Okay, so line 31, you are expecting 0, but you got back 1. Okay, line 25, you are expecting 30, you got back 31. Same thing with line 28, you are expecting 0, you got 1. Okay, so this is the benefit of using unit test. If everything works fine, it will say everything succeeded fine. But if something doesn't work, it will tell you exactly what is the line number, what is the expected value, what is the actual value, and so on. Okay, so it's easy for you to go back, check it, and all that. Okay, but yeah, that is what the unit test framework provides. Okay, all right, I'm going to give you this code. Any questions so far? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to combine that Selenium WebDriver that we were looking before with the unit test functionality. Okay, so now before I was just printing this thing saying like, hey, search functionality is working fine. Search functionality is not working fine. Okay, that print statement, I mean, if you have like thousands of print statements, that will get lost. Okay, so you don't want to use print statement. You want to do something like an assert. Okay, so now we're going to combine Selenium with the unit test, and then we're going to write some test cases. Okay, so here, I just want to copy paste this code. Okay, so let's paste it here. I'm going to remove these 2 cases, or maybe I'll comment it for. All right, so same thing as what we did before. We are opening up a Chrome browser. We are waiting for 5 seconds. Same thing, but instead of a print statement, I want to do an assert statement. Okay. All right, so all we want to do is that text called iPhone. It should be in the result. Okay, so I'm going to say self.assert. Now there are different type of asserts. You can see assert equal. Equal means both the left side, right side should be equal. Okay. Now there is something interesting called almost equal. Okay. Why do you want almost equal, right? Let's say you are dividing something like 1 divided by 3. Okay. So the result is going to be crazy, right? So it's going to be 0.33333333. Now, how am I going to compare that with the exact value? That's not going to be possible. So in those cases, we can do something like self.assert almost equals. Okay, now I can say 1 divided by 3 is almost equal to this value. Okay, that is something in those kind of cases you can use the almost equals. Okay, let's see what other asserts we have. Assert is none. That means sometimes it's like a nullable value. You want to make sure that it is actually null or none. Okay. In those cases, you want to use none. Okay. Assert raises. Okay. In some cases, it may throw an error. So in this case, I'm adding two numbers. Let's say one is a number, the other one is a string. Okay. If it's a string, you're trying to add a number to a string. That doesn't make any sense. In that case, you will get an error. Okay, so you should get an error. So in that case, you want to make sure you are getting an error. Okay, so in that case, you can say almost, assert raises. Assert raises means you should get an error and you are getting an error. Okay. There are other things also. So the one thing that I want to do is assert in. Okay, there's also assert not in. Okay, should be not in also. This one, assert not in. Okay, so sorry, I should have assert in. So I want to make sure that this iPhone is in that result. Okay, so I'm going to select this assert in. iPhone, it's in that result. So this would be my simple case where I have this web page loading up.
Troy, again, we can't hear you again.
Or is it the same thing?
Yeah, it's still the same thing.
How about now?
Nope, not any better.
Hello, how about now?
Yeah, that's good.
It's better? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So yeah, so same thing as what we did before. We are launching the website and all those things. But instead of doing a if condition, doing a print statement, I'm just doing the assert in, and I'm making sure that iPhone is in that result. And now if I launch or if I run this test case, WebDriver is not defined. Oh, sorry, I commented this code. Let's uncomment that. Okay, so it's launching the browser, my other screen. Okay. Okay, same thing as what we did before. It's doing all this. And it's going to get me the result. And it's going to show me that, hey, you succeeded or you have one test case and everything is working fine. Okay. Now, if I want to more test, let's say if I'm looking for iPhone, I should not get iPhone AirPods or iPhone box or whatever it is, the carrier, or you should not get iPhone charger. I mean, it's okay to get iPhone charger, only if I'm looking for iPhone charger. Okay, so things like those. You want to make sure that I can have another test case and I can say, hey, same thing. I'm opening up a web page looking for iPhone. The first result should not be about iPhone charger or iPhone case or anything like that. Okay, so I want to make sure there's no charger. The word charger is not in that text. Okay, so you can add some test cases. Think of what you can do. Okay, you're looking for iPhone. You don't want Android to be the first result. Okay, or you're looking for, let's say, vacuum cleaner. You don't want like a pen or pencil coming up on your search results. Okay, so you can write whatever the test case you want, and make sure that you can have multiple test cases. Okay, so make sure that the more test cases you have, the better it is. Okay, but yeah, that is how you would automate any kind of manual thing. Okay, anything that you are doing manually, you can automate, and we can run this 100 times. We can run this every day. We can have Jenkins. Remember last time we saw Jenkins. Jenkins, you can schedule a job, and you can say run this every 6 hours, every 1 day, periodically, and the Jenkins will run, and it will make sure that the test cases are running successfully. But if whatever fails, you can send an email saying that, hey, this test case is failing. So the Jenkins can take care of that. Okay. All right. So this is a simple automation thing, and I'll give you the code for this. questions so far? All right, so this is on the Selenium web driver, right? I mean, we are launching a browser and all everything is fine. Now, remember, we also did something like Postman. We went to Postman and we said, hey, send a request, get back a response, look at the status codes and all that in the previous session. So we can also automate that. So let's look at simple example of that, how to automate that. Okay. So I'm going to comment all this for a second. So in this case, we want to install a simple package. So if you go to File Settings, go to the same interpreter and click on the plus sign. And this time we will install something called requests library. Okay? So there's something called requests library, and you need to install that. So this is going to help me make a request. Okay? Let's launch the screen. Yeah. So Kishan, maybe you, yeah, I'm not sure if you saw the recording of previous session, but if not, I can send you the recording. Postman is pretty much used to make some HTTP requests and that kind of functionality. Okay.
Mhm.
So here,
Yeah, I have downloaded. I was trying to watch the video and go through it.
okay, fine. Yeah, so here I did a GET request and I go to this URL and this is the result that I got back. Okay. And this is the status code, which is 200, okay, and all that. Okay. Now, if I take the same thing and I want to automate that, I mean, this is kind of manual testing. I'm putting the URL here and I'm looking at this and I'm looking at that. So this is kind of manual testing. So if I want to automate that, what can I do? Okay, so install the request library. So once you install the request library, you can do here import requests. So once you import the request, simply you can do request.get. Okay. And what are the URL that we had before? Okay, so I copied that, and guess what? I'm not getting response.
Your voice went away again.
Is good now?
No, it's still like far away.
Yeah, okay. So maybe I should get some external microphone or something.
No, it's fine.
It's fine now? Okay, fine. All right. So, yeah, so when I do request.get and I specify URL, I'm going to get a response. And the response is going to have a couple of things, which is the status code. Remember the 200 status code. And I'm also going to get a text, which is a response.text. Okay, that's it. Okay, so in Python, if I want to make a request and get a response, that's it. You can write 4 lines of code. And when I run that, guess what? Okay, so the one thing that we saw in Postman before, I'm going to get that response here. Okay. So here you're going to see 200. This is the status code that we printed out. Okay. I got 200 status code, and this is the response that we saw in the Postman. Okay. So the same response that we saw in the Postman, I got the text here. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to automate that, now it's get pretty easy, right? I mean, I can make sure, write a test case here. Test REST API. sorry. Dev test simple get request. Okay. Now I want to make sure that the status code is equal to 200. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm getting 200 status code. And also want to make sure the response text is not blank. Okay, so I want to make sure it's not equal to blank. I'm getting something. Okay, so I can say assert not equal. That means the text should not be blank. Okay, okay, that's it. Okay. Now what we did is the same thing that we are running manually. I just automated that, and I'm saying go to this URL, get me that text. Make sure the status code is 200. Text is not blank. Okay, that's it. It says you ran the one test, everything is fine. Okay. Now, if you want to say something like, hey, do I have this user? Do I have that user? You can also put that text in there. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Yeah, I pasted that text in the Zoom chat, the same code, so you can run it locally. Okay. So now, one thing I want to mention that is here I am starting all the functions with test underscore or test keyword. Okay. So that is something that this framework Unittest expects. Okay, all your test cases has to start with that word test. Okay, if I don't have a test, so let's say I have something like this: def add two numbers. Okay, something like this. Return whatever 10. Okay, so I'm just putting some dummy code there. But let's say I have this. Okay, so this is not going to be considered a test case. Okay, so if I run this, it's going to say, hey, you're still running one test. That one test is going to be test this guy. This is not considered a test case. It's not even going to run this thing. Okay. So if I put a print statement here, you cannot see the print. This is not printed. Okay. You're not going to see that print because it did not run this function. It only ran this function. Okay. So something that has to be considered as a test case, it has to start with the keyword test. Okay. If it starts with test, that means it's a test case. After that, you can put anything you want. It doesn't matter. Okay. But now if I see test underscore, if I change that to test underscore, now this becomes a test case. Okay. But this will be printed. Okay. Okay. So you see this not printed is printed. Okay. Yeah. So anything starting with test becomes a test case, and that will be executed. Okay. Any questions? Okay, so this is on the Python side. So we saw what's a unit test, we saw what is a Selenium WebDriver, what is the request library, and so on. Okay, so now let me do one thing else. I just want to show you a post request. Okay, post request is a little different. There's a put request. Okay, do we have a post request here? Okay, that's fine. So we have a put request. Okay, so you see we have a method put, and we have a URL, and we also have a body here. Okay, so remember in the get we did not have any body, but in the put we do have this body. Okay, so if I want to do test that guy, put request, and in this case I'm going to do request dot put. Okay, so you can see when you do request dot, it will show you that there's a get method, There's a patch method. There's a post, put, and all these things. Okay? So I'm going to do put here because I want to do a put request. Okay, so now I have the put request there. Okay, now there's a second parameter that you can give the body. So you can say, hey, my body is going to be this, which is what I have here. Paste it. Okay. So in Python, if you have multi-line, you can put triple quotes. Triple quotes means you can have multiple lines and all that. Okay. So when I do put, I'll get back a response. All right. So in the response, I want to make sure the status code, everything is fine. What is the response that we got? Okay, so the response that we got is 200. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting back 200 status. Okay. Set equal. Okay. All right. So now if I run this, oh, let's see, got an unexpected keyword argument body. Is it body or something else? Give me 1 second. So the request has something. Data, sorry, it should be data, not body. Okay, so I can change this to data equal to. Okay, all right, let's run this. Okay, so that's fine. That means it took whatever the text that you're giving, and it gave you back 200 status code. Okay, so yeah, this is how you would do a what do you say? Pass some data back to the put request or post request, and you would get back 200 status code and all that. Okay, all right. Let me give you this code also. Okay, so I put that in the text in the Zoom chat. All right, now I just want to, if you guys have any questions, I can talk about that, and then I can answer those questions. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Java here. All right, so for Java, we need a different setup, different environment. So maybe I didn't tell you guys these things, but for Java, we're going to use something called Visual Studio Code. Okay, I know most of you are in Python. Rajni, I know you're in Java. So maybe, probably I'll have a different session for Java. And for that, we need a different setup. Visual Studio Code, you need to have a Java environment, virtual environment, JVM, JDK, and all that. But yeah, just, I have everything set up here. So I'm going to probably give you this code here. Okay. Okay. So same as what we did with Python. But here I'm importing a bunch of Selenium WebDriver code, and I'm doing a find element by identifier, find element by identifier. Okay, my URL is going to be this, some Codility website and all that. But yeah, so I'm doing put this text called ISLA or whatever it is, sleep for 1 minute, sorry, 1 second, and all that. But you know what, let me comment this, and okay, so I'm going to do WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver. Yes, there you go. Okay. All right. So we have a new Chrome driver. Same thing as what we did before. Web driver, Chrome driver, and all that. Okay. So here I'm going to say, get me HTTPS Amazon.com. Okay. So that's going to give me what to the website, load the website and all that. Okay. So yeah. So once I get the website, I'm going to say find element by dot identifier. So I'm going to give the identifier. What was that we had before? Okay. All right. So I'm trying to find the element, and that's going to give me a web element, which is a search box. Most of you may not have the environment set up, but we need a bunch of libraries and all that set up here. Maybe I can send you offline what are the libraries to install and all that. And maybe I'll take a separate session for Java, and maybe I can talk a few minutes about setting it up and trying it out and all that. Okay. Okay, so same thing as what we did in Python. Search box send keys. I'm gonna send the keys. Look for iPhone. Okay. So yeah, for now I'll just stop here. So if I run this program now, we should have the same thing as what we did with Python PyCharm. It should open up the browser. It already opened in a different thing here. Okay. Right, that's it. So here all I did is just put that key submit. I didn't do submit. I didn't do go to the next page, find and all that. But I just want to give you an idea that even if it is Java, it's going to be the same stuff. Okay. Now you may not have these things, which is like assert, equal, and all that. There's a different framework. Here we are using Unittest, but in Java there is something called test-ng. I hope I have the test-ng. Okay, I don't have test-ng installed here, maybe. Yeah, but we can also install test-ng, and test-ng is a framework that supports this kind of stuff like assert, equal, not equal, and those kind of stuff. Okay. But yeah, for now I can just copy paste maybe. If you're interested, you can maybe try it out. Oh, it's not letting me paste it. Is there a limit how much you can paste it? Do this. Yep. There is a limit. Okay. There it is. So I put it on the Zoom chat. If you guys are interested, you can try it out. I'm going to send you steps to install the Java libraries, environment, and all that. Okay. So you can try it out too. Okay. All right. So I mean, it's you guys have to spend some time. The software is out there, it's free. I mean, you can download, install, and everything, but you need to spend some time, practice it a little bit. As long as you practice, I mean, the more you practice, the better it is. You will come across new functionality, similar to what I did right now. I mean, find element.
Vasu, again, we can't hear you.
Same thing.
Still, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Okay.
No, it's still far away.
Okay. But how about now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Okay. So there's something called original sound for musicians. So I selected that option. Let's see. Okay, all right. So yeah, so what I'm saying is the software out there is free. I mean, you can download, install, but it's up to you in the sense how much you want to learn, how much you want to practice. So you need to practice more. The more you practice, the better it is. In the sense, something like this function was deprecated. I didn't know that. By doing something, I just figured it out. But yeah, you have Google, search on Google. If you get an error, try to see how you can overcome that error and all that. But yeah, that is what I wanted to cover in this session. Like, I just wanted to give you a flavor of Selenium WebDriver, requests, unit test. There's also another framework in Python, which is PyTest. There's something called PyTest framework. For this installation, you have to go to File, Settings, click on the plus sign, and run the PyTest, search for PyTest, and install the package. Okay, so PyTest is very similar to Unittest. It has more features. Okay, so more features in the sense, let's say I want to run this test case first, and then I want to run this test case second. Okay, that means I want to have specific order of the test cases. Maybe this test case is opening the web browser. Maybe this test case is dependent that the browser is already open. So maybe there is some dependency between test cases. Okay, maybe this guy is opening up a database connection, and this guy is using that connection and all that. So there is some dependency between the test cases. Okay, so using PyTest, I can say something like this: PyTest dot something called priority. Okay, fine. I need to look up. It's not that something that I use PyTest, but you can say something like, hey, I want a priority. From the exact sometimes I want this test case to run for later. You can also say something like a group. So let's say those slow running test cases. So you can say, I have this slow running test case. This test case can be the first running test case. Now I can group the test cases, and then when I'm running from here, I can say, hey, all the test cases, all the first test cases. So how you want to run what test cases and which ones you want to run, and all that. So it provides a little.
Vasu, again, the voice is the issue. Still no voice.
Yeah, same thing. Or,
Same thing. Same thing.
No.
It's still the same.
How about now?
It's still like coming from like far end.
Far end.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, okay, all right. I think we are close to the session anyways. Yeah, but what I'm saying is PyTest is another framework. That's another framework that provides a little bit more features. So this is something Unittest that comes with a part of the Python language itself. But PyTest is something that you have to install, similar to what we did for request, Selenium, and all those things. It's an extra package that we can install PyTest, and that provides some functionality, like you can group the test cases, or you can have a priority between the test cases. You can say, run this test case first, run that test case later. Or you can also have some parameters. Okay? So instead of going to this website, I want to go to some other website. So let's say Amazon, there's a US website, there's an Amazon India website. Okay? So the URL is going to be different, but the functionality is still the same, right? So you can have those kind of parameters. So PyTest says, hey, I want to have something like parameters. And parameters. And the URL is my parameter, and I want you to test for a bunch of values, which is, for example, and what all the values you can say. Okay. Now here, yeah, this is not the right one. Here, so here I can say use the URL. Okay, so let's take this code. All right, so now let's say I want to run the same test case, but for different websites. Okay, so you want to run for US, UK, Asia website, whatever you want. Okay, now you can parameterize the test case, and I can say instead of going to this hard-coded URL, I want to just go to this URL. Okay, so what that means is the test case, everything is going to be same, but now first it's going to run for this website, second it's going to run for that website, and so on. Okay, so that's one advantage of using PyTest. It has some additional features that might be helpful for you. Okay, so yeah, PyTest is a very famous or very heavily used framework library that can help you with simplifying some of the code. Okay, so if let's say if you didn't have this, okay, then I have to maybe do something like for loop. I can say for URL in and all that. So then I have to write some additional code. But this will make more clear in the sense you can parameterize the test cases, you can group the test cases, and all those things. Okay. But yeah, these are some features of PyTest. It's also something useful. Comment this out. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. I'm going to give you a small assignment. I want you to do this assignment. So I want you to go to google.com. Yeah, and yeah, let's put something like Miracle Solutions. Let's put Miracle Solutions. Okay? And you're looking for that, and you get the first result. You're going to click on that result. Okay, so just click on that, and that should take to our website. Okay, so now this is what your test case should be. Launch a browser. Okay, launch a browser. Look for this field in Selenium WebDriver. Okay, you can use Java, Python, anything. It doesn't matter. And that field, you need to find out what is the name of the field, whether there is an identifier or whether there is something like a class name, XPath. It's up to you what you want to use. Okay. Okay, so this is the field that is there, and there's a class. Okay, input class equal to this. Okay, so you have to do find element by class name. Okay, so you have to do a class name. There's a name also. Okay, you can do find element by name. Name equal to Q. Q means query. Okay, this might be better for you. The class name might change. I'm not sure if it changes, but name might be better. So use a name. Look for whatever text you want. I mean, you don't have to search for Miracle Solutions, but you can test for any text. Once you get the results, you need to click on that. Okay? Click on that result, the first result. Okay? And also, I want you to do one thing. Also get the number of results. How many results did you get? And that result should be greater than 0. Okay, so you need to have an assert. The assert should be, the number of results should be greater than 0. And select this element, and you have to do a click on that element. Okay, so that should be your test case. I'm going to put it in some words so that you can. Search box, search for, I'm putting this thing, but you can search for anything you want. Okay? and verify that search results number of search results actually. Verify that number of search results is greater than 0. So there is an assert to make sure you have a greater also. Yeah, so there is something called self.assert greater. Okay, so you can say, hey, my 10 is greater than 0. Okay, so what are the number you are getting from website? Make sure it's greater than 0. Okay. Verify that number of search results is greater than 0, and click on the first element. Let's also add something. Verify that search result as search field. Okay, so we are searching for some search field, and that search string has to be in the search result. Okay? And then click on that first element. That's it. Okay? 6 steps. This should take half an hour, 45 minutes for you guys. Just do it out right now if you can. Okay, so I put that in the Zoom chat, and oh, somebody dropped off. Bharat dropped off. Okay, fine. Yeah, so send me. I mean, you can send me on the WhatsApp like a picture or email me. Anything is fine. And if you have any questions, you can ping me on WhatsApp also. Okay? All right, guys. So enjoy your rest of weekend, and we'll talk to you. We'll talk next week. Okay?
Sure.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I will send you the YouTube session. I will record and send it to upload it to YouTube, and I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Yes. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.